goes up against Tony Dynamite Green. Green has been living up to his nickname. He has backed up his 17-2-1 record with 13 knockdowns, 7 of them in the first round. And at 26, he's coming into his own, reeling off 7 straight wins, 6 of them by KO. Tonight, Green faces Julian Solis, who brings into the ring nearly 400 rounds of experience against some of the best fighters in the world. At the age of 36, Solis still has a few good tricks left.
Sean, it was a little over a year ago that Julian Solis came into the Blue Horizon and derailed an up-and-coming Philadelphia fighter by the name of Anthony Boyle, who we'll see later. Tonight could be the same scenario. Comes in against another up-and-coming Philadelphia fighter in Tony Green.
At that time, Anthony Boyle was on his way up, much like Tony Green is on his way up tonight. Tony Green's nickname is Dynamite. That's because he's a hard puncher. But one thing about those hard punchers is a lot of them can't really take it in the chin. His chin will be tested tonight against Solis. He's a hard-hitting former world champion. He brings loads of experience into this fight. Solis has fought 53 matches, and he'll pull all the tricks out of his bag.
All right, let's match these two fighters up on the tail of the tape, and you will see that the 26-year-old Green at 5'8" has an 1.5 inches in height over Solis, and also a 5-inch reach advantage, but he gives away 5 pounds. Solis was the bantamweight champion of the world at 118 pounds, but that was 12 pounds and 12 years ago. The rules here in Pennsylvania as the Blue Horizon crowd gets heated up for tonight's matches. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Standing 8 count is in effect, but you get only 1 per round. If you get the second, you're out for the night. You can be saved by the bell only in the final round, and it's the 10-point must-scoring system. It is a packed house at the Blue. This could be the largest crowd ever to watch a boxing match at the Blue Horizon. And we are ready for the intro, so let's go to Ed Darian.
Live from the legendary Blue Horizon Auditorium here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as Peltz Boxing Promotions presents Tuesday Night Fights and is approved by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, the Honorable Howard E. McCall, Chairman. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round junior lightweight bout, referee Frank Cappuccino. The judges, Guy Richardson, George Hill, and Manny Altman. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing the green trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at an even 125 pounds. Professionally, he has 17 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 13 knockouts. From West Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen, here is Tony Dynamite Green. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the red trim. He weighed in at an even 130 pounds. He has 41 wins, 11 losses, 1 draw, with 21 knockouts. All the way from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, ladies and gentlemen, here is Julian the Fly Solis. Solis.
Tony. TG. Good evening, gentlemen. I gave you both your instructions. I want a good, clean, hard fight. Both of you touch gloves. Both of you touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
This is scheduled for 10 rounds. Tony Green has gone the 10-round distance once. Julian Solis has done it on 24 occasions. He has gone 10 rounds more than Green has fights. And for Green, no question, his biggest test. The big puncher, as you see, long and lean. He comes off a first-round knockout back in March. He will be a little cautious against the very cagey Julian Solis early. Green, of course, saw the affair in which Solis took out Anthony Boyle in the 6th round back in January of '90. Green put Solis in the category of a Myron Taylor, who who he beat to win the Pennsylvania title about a year ago. Also beat Enrique Sanchez. Those are the two most accomplished fighters that Green has faced. But he says,
Solis possesses, Al, something that a lot of the other fighters did not, and that was big, powerful punches. The last thing that a power puncher loses is his power.
Green says if Solis was a real champion, he would have kept it. That was 12 years ago when Solis beat Jorge Lujan to win the bantamweight title, WBA fashion, but then in his next fight lost it to, ironically, Philadelphia's Jeff Chandler. And that also lost a rematch to Chandler within the year. The irony here is that Tony Green, if you look at him in the green trunks, bears a strong resemblance to Chandler. That's enough, perhaps, to psych out Solis.
Tall and lanky like Chandler, and also he throws real straight punches. Now, the most dangerous thing of Solis are his hooks. If Green can get there first with the inside shots, he'll connect more.
Now, keep in mind, Solis, now at the tender age of 36, has not fought for a year, so it's the never-ending career of Julian Solis. He thought it was resurrected with the victory over Anthony Boyle. Then later stepped in the ring and lost a 10-rounder to Calvin Grove, and it's kind of slowed down since that time. When Solis turned pro in 1975, Green was just 9 years old.
The two banged heads right there. Green wiped his eye, and when he did it, told Solis that you hit me over my head. So Solis automatically, experience, went back and hit where they banged heads, try to open that cut.
Punches up, Solis.
Solis moves that head a lot. Will not be a stationary target for the dynamite of Tony Green.
And Solis is a crafty veteran. Look at him pulling all these tricks out. Now he's keeping his chin down because Green is moving in so fastly with his head up.
Break.
Inside 20 seconds ago in round number 1, Solis doesn't mind taking Green for the long haul, and there is that sweeping left-hand hook as we pause for a word from your local cable system. You're watching USA's Tuesday Night Fights. How cagey is Julian Solis?
Some of the tricks of the trade. Goes low with that low blow, but the two banged heads. Now watch, Solis will automatically go after the eye that Tony Green just wiped.
Well, he goes in with the headbutt and the low blow. And it is all part of staking out the territory in the first round, telling Tony Green that he is in for a fight.
And you try to tell your opponent who the boss is in there.
For Tony Green, you have to consider this a crossroads fight, and he shakes Solis here in the second round. Solis, kind of a last hurrah situation. Does he have anything left? Green now opening it up. Also opening himself up against a very skilled warrior.
Well, this is what they told Tony Green between rounds. They said, go out and take control of this match. These opening rounds, the first 3 rounds are so vital in a fight because that is when the control is established. And it takes a good, solid fighter to take that control back. The momentum of a fight is established early.
This is the 90th round that Tony Green has fought in his pro career. It is the 393rd of Julian Solis. At the age of 36, Solis stepping in against another young and up-and-coming fighter from Philadelphia to try to turn around his career, which is not only in the twilight, but maybe past the twilight. But he certainly comes in with plenty of tools left.
But he said he was going to try to take, Solis did, so he's going to try to take Tony to the later rounds. Where's some of that experience on him? Give him some of these tricks. He said, I will go for the knockout, but it will be late. So he didn't want to have the same problem that he had when he fought Calvin Grove. He says that was a hometown decision. He said, if I don't knock out my opponent, I usually lose the decision. You can see the big trunks and the big cup, that girdle-looking thing around the midsection of Solis. Hard to determine where a low blow is, but what the referee will do is he will look at the bottom of that strap there around the waist. He'll call that a low blow. Anything below that red mark is low.
Red trim around the waist. There's the time remaining in the second round. A crafty fighter in Solis, but you also have a crafty referee watching in Cappuccino. Seconds of round number 2, you see the craftiness of Solis.
Oh, so many young fighters on their way up. That bell rings, they drop their hands, and when they drop their hands, they leave themselves open. The experience of Solis wanted to throw one more punch to try to knock out Green.
Even if it came after the bell.
Even if it came after the bell. It does not matter. It would not be ruled a knockout, but you teach your opponent who the boss is. Oh, good left hook by Solis. Solis still has a lot of power.
Some said that Solis was just never the same after losing his title back in '80 to Jeff Chandler. He certainly stayed active. He had some good wins over the likes of Angelo Batista, Kenny Mitchell, former WBO champ. And he almost forged into a contender spot again with a war against Jesus Pole for the NABF title. He lost a disputed split decision. Next fight versus Pedro Decima. Solis was down 3 times, knocked his opponent down before he lost the decision. And then had some new life pumped into him at the age of 34 against Anthony Boyle with the TKO over Boyle here in the Blue Horizon.
That TKO happened in the 6th round. There is Tony Green, and wisely Solis ties up, holds on. Now this is a different Julian Solis than won the Bantamweight Championship. I know he's heavier, he's fatter, but he's also a different fighter inside the rope. He moves more. As a bantamweight, he would stand there and slug it out with anybody. But now he's using more boxing, he's maneuvering his opponent out, and doing well here in the opening part of this fight.
Well, he certainly does not look as if he's carrying any excess baggage. He's certainly grown into 130. Well, matter of fact, his last fight, he was 133, the heaviest ever. Against Boyle, he was 128. So he said his most comfortable weight is somewhere around 126.
He's not fat in the belly area, where his shoulders, his weight is up here. He's thick, which you term a fighter thick. Weight in those shoulders and that chest and those arms. Good punches by Green.
Green has the fans behind him, of course, as being the Philadelphia fighter. But if you recall, when we telecast the Solis fight against Anthony Boyle, also from Philly, the crowd really swung to Solis because of the way he fought that fight. And this is a crowd that also is appreciative of a great effort. But he did not get any cheers tonight.
He's a fighter that always tries. Tony Green has turned up the heat here in this 3rd round. He said in this match he was just going to try to be sharp. No fight plan. Tony Green has paid for mistakes in the past in this fight, and here he is hesitating with that left hook. He started to throw it, and then he said, wait a minute, I'm going to get hit if I throw this, so I back up. Some of the experience of Solis and the inexperience of Green. Sometimes you're better off going ahead and throwing the shot instead of leaving yourself open. Good fighter, and you can see that Tony Green has certainly studied in the gym. He has worked on his basics.
And he has been coming into his own. He has won his last 7, 6 by knockout. He had an explosive amateur career, short but sweet. He was 11-1 with 10 knockouts. He is now 17-2-1 as a pro with 13 KOs, and he seemed to throw Solis off balance with that left jab to the body. Green's 2 losses in his 6th pro fight against the tough Kevin Marston that went the 6-round distance, and then against world-rated Harold Warren, a 6-round loss. That was in his 13th professional fight, and just kind of showed up with some inexperience against the world-rated Warren. After that loss, Green said, just said he didn't come out ready for the fight. He said after that loss to Warren, he knew that he had to come out with fire for each fight.
And also before that fight, he had a falling out with his manager and uncle, David Wilkes. who is working his corner tonight. The next fight, he got back with David. David tells him how to win these matches. The next fight, he went out and beat Myron Taylor. So many of these fights are controlled by the corner. It's like rock'em sock'em robots. Your corner man can see your mistakes. And look, in this round, you see more jabs from Green.
And the main event coming up, this crowd may be in a frenzy for that one. Two Philadelphia fighters, the NABF Lightweight Championship. The champion Mitchell, the challenger Boyle.
Now, Green told me that he likes to compliment his opponent. Look what he's doing here. Look at all these angles he's given Solis. He is moving like Solis was moving earlier in this fight. That's good boxing. Shows the adaptability also of Green.
Well, you said Green came in without a fight plan. What do you think his fight plan should be against Solis?
Against Solis, he should perhaps move his hands to the outside because Solis throws so many powerful hooks. Hands to the outside and try to throw real straight punches. A lot of fighters like Solis have trouble with the lateral movement that Green has given him now. It has taken Green now 3 rounds to figure out what would work. Whereas if he would have had a fight plan coming into this match, he may have started off in the first round with this counter tactics.
Solis has had 53 fights. He's been stopped on only 4 occasions. Twice by Philadelphia's Jeff Chandler in World Championship fights.
And those were wars.
Packed into the Blue Horizon tonight. Capacity somewhere around 1,500, and there is not an empty seat. Oh! Solis comes out winging with the right, and holding on desperately is Tony Green, who, according to our records, has never been down. And now Green picks up the pace. A dynamite start to the 5th round. Solis.
The right hook is the same punch that knocked out Anthony Boyle.
Red Cappuccino gets between the two. Keep an eye on the head of Solis.
Good recuperative power from Green. Green now trying to buy some time. The best defense is a good offense, and that's what Tony Green is trying to use. Tony's staying too, trying to smother the punches of Julian Solis. Solis needs the distance.
Green has that 5-inch reach advantage.
Oh, that's why a fight plan is so important.
70-inch reach for featherweight.
Very long. My reach is 69 inches, and I was a lightweight. Kind of shows you. Long arms for Tony Green.
Well, this is where the dynamite usually explodes in the 5th round for Green. And as Sean had pointed out before, Solis likes to take his opponents a little later. That's what he wants to do with Solis. Solis wants to do with Green. Solis has gone 12 rounds on 5 different occasions. Inside the final minute of the 5th. Slowing down after the explosive start in which Solis rocked Green.
Well, the last thing that you lose is your power. That big punch. Julian Solis still has that. Oh, he runs right into it. The right hook into an uppercut from Julian Solis. And you see David Green bending over at the waist, taking his eyes off his opponent. When he bends over to the waist and he runs into that right hook, he puts more power into the punch because he runs into it. There. Solis tried to time it just right.
Green hammering away in the closing minutes. Solis taking all the shots, and it brings the crowd to life. Tony Green is so pumped, he's not even going to sit down. to a round that had a furious start, but it was Solis who exploded early.
A tough opening for Tony Green, the overhand right. Watch for that right hook from Julian Solis. He steps in with the right, the left hand of Green down. Bing, there it is. Boom, you are taught to pull those punches back up by your face. Tony Green just did not do that.
But a great save by Tony Green. Never went down and was around at the end to finish it like this.
And a youthful comeback from Tony Green. This is what youth will do for you. He is 26 years old, and he was able to recuperate and come back to end the round, the final 10 seconds.
Frank Cappuccino, the referee, stepping in at the bell. So what does round 6 have in store? Green, will he start it the way he finished it? He's trying to back Solis into the ropes.
And there is that right hand. What Solis is doing is when Green runs in, Solis just times it and makes him run into that right hand. And Solis knows that every time Tony comes in the first of the round, he's going to come right after you. He tries to get out there early and establish the control. Solis just waits, steps back, and then he throws that haymaker right.
The balcony cam here at the Blue Horizon. And that's about as close as it is for the folks sitting up there at the balcony.
If you want to be any closer than that, could get knocked down.
And they're situated right in the front row. This is scheduled for 10. Keep in mind, we said Tony Green has gone 10 rounds on just one occasion.
But a busy pace, and he is always in good condition. He is always in shape.
He has gone beyond 6 rounds on only about 4 or 5 occasions. But check that, Green has gone 10 the distance once. He also won on a TKO in the 10th round.
Nice little sweeping right hand push by Solis, but it just shows you the power that he has over there, the balance that he has in that right hand. Now, you look at Tony Green, when he jabs, he steps with his right foot and he crosses his feet. That's what Solis sees, and that's what he's trying to do, is time that right hand while Green's feet are crossed.
First fight for Solis in a year. He fought last June, won a 3rd round knockout. And he has been out of the ring at the age of 36 now. Tests another Philadelphia up-and-coming fighter. Tony Green, at the age of 26, 125 pounds, has world championship aspirations. And this is a terrific opponent for him at this stage of his career. He's won 17 with just 2 defeats.
Perfect opponent because he needs to learn, he needs motivation enough to get excited about these fights.
Sean, we're going to pause now for our local stations at the end of this round. Bleachers in Wrigley Field. Personality all their own right here at the Blue Horizon, packing the bleachers. Hottest ticket in Philadelphia. It's for boxing at the Blue Horizon tonight. Philadelphia's own Tony Green taking on former world champion Julian Solis. And then in the main event, this crowd's going to go schizo because you have a NABF championship fight and it's 2 hometown guys going up against one another. Anthony Boyle, the challenger, Frankie Mitchell, the champion.
Good right hand by Green. They told Green between rounds, David Wilkes said, you know what you have to watch out for his right hand. And you can see Green giving more room in the last couple of rounds, trying to box from the outside. Good move by Tony Green. And he's also careful of that right hand. Look how high the left hand is now, Green.
Julian Solis fought his first 10-round fight.
Let him go.
His 7th professional fight. a veteran of the 10-round wars.
Boom, good right hand. The complexion of this fight has changed so much because Julian Solis is trying to get Green to run in like he did in those first few rounds, like he did in that fifth, where Solis connected with the overhand right. Trying to get Solis reaching for him. And Green, sometimes he does it, other times he does not. Like right here, when he boxes from the outside, he's very successful.
Okay, David Wilkes told Green to watch out for the right hand. Now, if you're a fighter with a big right hand, and you know your opponent's watching out for it, how do you land it?
Smack him with the left hand as much as you can. Just slap him with it. Just as many times as you can. Make him go after that left hand. When he starts dodging the left, then you know what you do? Then you hit him with the right. You get him looking at that left hand. Wave it around if you have to.
Sticks in the right there.
Or there's so much that jab is the most important weapon in boxing. You can reach out with that left jab, pull your opponent's hands down, and then hit him.
And now Green has Solis backing up.
But he can't get excited, because if he runs in, that's when Solis tags him.
Uppercut by Solis. Little blood now coming from the mouth of Green. A cat and mouse game for Julian Solis. Closing seconds of number 7.
Let him stop you from going up the middle.
Tony Green getting some instructions in the corner from his uncle David Wilkes. He has also been getting a pretty good education in the first 7 rounds from Julian Solis. And we talked about Green coming of age, even more so in this fight against a former world champ who still has quite a bit left.
This is just what he needs at this point in his career to put Tony Green to another level of boxing. He needs somebody with experience. A former world champion is preferable. Somebody up there in age, but still a dangerous opponent because he has the punch.
Oh, the big left, and Tony Green throwing the dynamite here in the 8th round. How will Solis survive this barrage in the corner?
Oh, there's how crafty and smart.
He has all the tricks in the book, and he ties up Green and gets the separation.
Look at him moving with those punches. He's pulling away just enough to take the power out of the shots. Also using those ropes as leverage, and there's a dangerous right hand.
Straight right by Solis.
He again wants to get Tony Green running in with that left hand low.
And even for the moment, did you see Solis hold on to the ropes? It just gave him a couple of extra seconds to be separated. The only one that knew that Solis was not in trouble in the corner was Solis.
And see, Solis waited for Green to rest. Now Green is resting. He's taking advantage of it, trying to steal back. So many times what happens in this fight game is your opponent scores and he punches himself out momentarily. That's when you can retaliate.
NABF Lightweight Championship, that's in the spotlight tonight, the main event. Frankie Mitchell was one step away from a world title fight against Anthony Boyle, who puts himself in the title picture, world title picture, if he can catapult past the champion Mitchell.
This match is a great display of the beauty of boxing. You've seen so many complexions of this fight, the changes, the strategies. Bring all the elements into it. Good strategic battle.
Solis coming on now in the later stages of the 8th. Solis, 41 victories, 11 defeats, 1 draw, 21 knockouts. 26-year-old Tony Green comes in at 17-2-1 with 13 KOs. 7 of those were in the first round. Final 10 seconds of number 8. 2 rounds over the horizon.
A good rally by Green here in that 8th round. He started this off with a big left hook that backed Julian Solis into the corner. But Solis used the ropes, used his experience, pulled away from the punches, and just lasted.
Starting the 9th round, it's Julian, not Julian Solis, Julian Houdini.
Getting every trick out of the hat, and all the rabbits out.
And getting out of all his jams so far. This one may put the judges to the test. You said earlier, Solis says if he comes into Philadelphia, going to knock out his opponent to win. What he did to Anthony Boyle, he didn't knock out Calvin Grove and lost the decision. One that Solis at least thought he won, or whatever that is worth. You know, never met a fighter who thought he lost a fight. That went to the cards.
I got knocked out 3 times, and I still think I won.
Or at least got a draw.
But, I was just down on that canvas looking for my glasses, for my mouthpiece.
Watch the head, says Cappuccino. Some of the blood on the shirt of the referee, Frank Cappuccino. There has been bleeding from the mouth of Green for several rounds.
And also, he has had some Avitine over that right eye. Tony Green has. I have not seen a cut over there. Some of the tape coming loose.
It's a fashion statement.
Fashion statement? So tomorrow morning, you're going to like get up in the morning and put some Avitine over your right eye?
Not with what that costs.
You won't get cut there. Cut yourself shaving on your eyebrow.
Inside the final minute of the 9th.
Tony Green showing some of the experience that he has picked up in this fight. Look at him looking around for these openings that he can hit Solis with. Solis, though, so crafty. Very smart, ring-wise. You know, you get hit with about 4 of those overhand rights from Solis. You're going to start trying to figure out different ways to keep him getting hit with it. Green just got hit with it, but he rolled with a punch. Something he picked up from Julian.
This is the start of a big fight week. Of course, Friday night in Las Vegas, Larry Holmes against Evander Holyfield for the heavyweight championship of the world. Holmes a 5-1 underdog, but you remember he was a 4-1 underdog versus Ray Mercer. And fight fans, you get a chance to see once again how Larry Holmes defeated Ray Mercer in that major surprise and put himself in line for Friday's fight. That's coming up Thursday night, a special edition right here on USA.
He made you slow the pace down the way he wanted. All right? So you got to pick it up.
Cuts over both eyes and cuts inside the mouth. Tony Green.
You don't need a big rinse. Just rinse real good. Rinse.
There is Solis. Nice and relaxed, calm, not breathing hard between rounds. This is his home.
And this is where he wanted to take this fight, to the 10th round. In Green's corner, they said, hey, you got to pick it up in this 10th round. Sean, who do you think's winning going into the 10th round?
I think this round decides it. It is very close, and whoever shows the judges they want this fight in this round, they win. But what Tony Green must be extremely careful of is if he's running in, lunging in after Solis, trying to pick up the decision, he could get clubbed with an overhand right. That's why stepping over to the side and attacking from the angles is so vitally important in this sport.
With the right, and Solis just happened to meet or happened to miss with his punch, which could have ended it.
But Julian he's trying to time it. You can see him concentrating on the timing, trying to time it at the right point.
fighters to start the final round.
Green is staying back. Tony Green's best weapon right now would be the left jab, but the reason he has quit using it is because what good right-hand fighters do is they follow that left jab back with a right. If Tony Green could double the left jab, he would not get hit with the right hand. No matter how fast a fighter is, there is always an opening there as he's pulling back that left jab.
Here's the right by Solis. The halfway mark in the 10th and final round. Neither of his fighters could be staying away because they think they've got this wrapped up. They're actually just being cautious. Don't want to make that mistake.
That's why Tony Green is staying back. But Solis is wishing for Green to run after him.
Sound like Solis, but in actuality, Tony Green, trying to light his fire. Coming down to the final 30 seconds of the fight. Anticipate at least a flurry in the closing seconds. No knockdowns. Cannot be saved by the bell unless it's the last round. Now it's the final 10 seconds. Solis, the right, turns the head of Green. And that is it. Two fighters respect their opponent's performance.
Good strategic battle, but both of them at the end, you notice both of them threw their hands up as if to say to the judges, I think I won, I think I won. A positive mental attitude.
Well, somebody just hit the canvas. It was Tony Green and his uncle David Wilkes. Their smiles, they think they won it. Julian Solis thinks that he won it. And we will know shortly as this one goes to the judges' cards. We will be back with a decision and the main event, the NABF Lightweight Championship. Frankie Mitchell versus Anthony Boyle, all coming next from the Blue Horizon on USA. Ten tough rounds. Who was the winner? Let's find out. Here's ring announcer Ed Darian.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the legendary Blue Horizon Auditorium, the scoring by points as follows. Judge George Hill observed 97-95. Judge Manny Altman, he scored it 98-93. And Judge Guy Richardson, he watched it at 98-94. For the winner, by unanimous decision, Tony Dynamite Green.
Tony Green takes another step, and it's a big one, getting by the former world champion, Julian Solis. When Solis heard the numbers, you could see the resignation on his face. He knew who the winner was.
Well, he knew coming into this fight that if it went to the cards, he would not get the decision, and he was right.
Tony Green goes to 18-2-1. The victory over Julian Solis.
Tonight's edition of